Hey, 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 welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back. First, I would like to thank all of my returning listeners. I really appreciate it. I love y'all. And welcome to any new listeners. If you did not know, Thugging It Out is a platform where we create a safe space to acknowledge, experience, and overcome real life issues in a positive and healthy way. And if you did not do so already, make sure you go follow us on Instagram at underscore thugging it out underscore. And if you want to ask questions, leave a comment, or just connect with me, feel free to email me at thuggingitout2022 at gmail.com. I really appreciate all the feedback, all the comments, the support, the love that y'all been showing me, and just keep it coming. And always feel free to connect with me because I appreciate it and I enjoy it. But can y'all believe we in July? Like I really just been kind of stuck in like a trance damn near because how did we get to July so fast? Like I really do feel like we were just in match pajamas. We were just s- had the countdown saying Happy New Year. We were just in coats. Like I feel like we just already didn't skip spring. We in full blown summer. Like it's July, y'all. Like how half the year is gone. So first I want to take the moment to remind you guys to stop procrastinating. Stop putting it off. Go ahead and do what you said you wanted to do. Go ahead and make your dream come true. Oh shit, let me find out. I should be a rapper. Okay, bars. I'm just kidding. But no, like go ahead and just do it like Nike. Stop putting it off because time is showing us that it's not waiting on anybody. It's not waiting on us. So we can't say I'm gonna do it tomorrow because tomorrow gonna turn into next year, which is gonna turn into 10 years from now. So go ahead and do it. And whatever you do start, make sure, you let me know because your girl will support it because y'all be supporting me. And everybody else gonna support you. You'll be surprised the feedback or the changes that can happen. Like we ain't got time to be just being stagnant and just sitting like, oh, I'm gonna continue to do it. Go ahead and do it. Jump out the deep end. And yes, that's my advice of the week. Jump out the deep end and go to it. Go do it. Let's get it. Okay? But for this episode, I really want to be just transparent. I feel like not a lot of people be really transparent about what they go through. And for one, I am a work in progress. Your girl and it came a long way. I have made a lot of changes and I have this vision of this person that I want to become. And I am so grateful and I love this woman that I am becoming. But your girl is still a work in progress. And to be 100% honest, this past week has been one hell of a week. Like, if last week was probably the most depressed I've been probably for a long time. And it's crazy because I suffer from anxiety and depression. Like it comes in waves, I can say, cuz it's not like constantly and it don't last for a period. It could be like here in the morning, gone in the evening. And quite honestly, I would say I have high function depression. Like, don't get me wrong, I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression from a professional. So don't just go around sitting there saying, well, I'm not even gonna say y'all. Do not just go around and say, like, I got anxiety and depression. Go get some professional help to get diagnosed if need be. But if not, if it don't apply, let it fly. But for me, I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression. And personally, I think I have like high functioning depression because I have the ability, sadly, well, it's not sadly, I have the ability to suffer internally and damn near be in a crisis while still taking care of my kids, going to work, um, taking care of the house, taking care of my man, and just making sure all the things that needs to be done are done while still feeling like shit in the inside, which is not healthy. It's not normal. It should not be done. But for me dealing with it so long, that's just kind of, I learned it through the process. And unfortunately, I'm not the only one that does it. I know it's very common. And some people have it, they do it, and they don't even know because they never get diagnosed, because it's this stigma for anxiety and depression where people just think that depression is you feeling sad all the time. But depression, it consists of a lot of different things. It's not necessarily like a sadness. And it's hard to describe. I feel like when you know, you know. And if you don't, you should never want to know, because I wouldn't even wish what I be feeling and what I go through on my worst enemy. But I guess I'm gonna give y'all the backstory on how did I get here. So for one, I can honestly acknowledge the fact that I always had anxiety and depression, like all the way up in like since I was probably an adult. But I would always suppress it and kind of run from it. I would self medicate. I would always be on the go. I would always be out partying, drinking, and kicking it, and just living this fast life. And in a way, I was running from my feelings and I was running from my emotions and just trying to continue to suppress it. But that only works for so long. And I know a lot of us do that because, I have friends or family that would say, like, they might, pop some pills, or they might get high, or they might drink, or they might have sex, because you can cope with the shit by having a lot of different sex partners, and they do that in order to hide from what they're really feeling, and kind of self-medicating themselves to not have to necessarily feel that bad feeling. But take my advice, it only works for so long. And some people do it knowingly. Like a lot of people, I gotta smoke today, I need it, I need it, I need it. And that's only just to continue to run away from what they're really feeling. But take it from me. If that's what you're feeling, please go seek help. Like, go to the doctor, have a conversation with a licensed professional, go see a therapist, do go get some professional help to help you deal with it. Because unfortunately for me, let me tell y'all what I did, which I do not recommend. So I went from, like I said, partying, kicking it, drinking, and doing whatever to run from it. But in 2017, no, was that 2018? It was 2018. I ended up leaving Chicago, getting pregnant, ended up moving moving away from majority of my friends, and my Romeo, he ended up becoming a truck driver, which means he was on the road, and I did a complete 180 lifestyle change. And with that lifestyle change, it kind of put me in shock, and it kind of forced me to deal with my feelings based off the fact that I was not able to run from him anymore. And that ended up, my feelings and all of that ended up falling on me like a ton of bricks. And that ended up leading to me having postpartum depression. Like my whole pregnancy, uh I was unhappy my entire pregnancy, which is unfortunate because I love my daughter. I wanted my daughter. We had planned for my daughter, but I just wasn't able to enjoy it. And that led me to having postpartum depression. And then even after postpartum depression, that's finally when I got diagnosed with it, because my body started to take a toll from it, which meant, chest pains, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, migraines, and all of those. Like, my body was telling me, like, girl, like, figure it the fuck out, because you gonna fuck around and kill, like, your body's gonna give out on you because of you not dealing with your feelings. And personally, it got to the point where I was had to take anxiety medication to keep, to stop the feelings from happening. Like, I really got diagnosed, but unfortunately, anxiety or depression medication don't work for me. It makes me tired and I don't like feeling like it. It makes me don't want to do anything. So of course I had to find another option, which was therapy, psychotherapy. And I could say that was the best decision I ever did. But disclaimer, psychotherapy is not, if you don't know, I say you got to shop around for your person because every therapist is not going to work for you. And my best advice is to, try them on like shoes. See if it fit. If the shoe fits weird, if it don't, get another size. And use that same technique, that same principle for therapists. Because my first therapist, she was good, but she just wasn't for me. But my therapist now, that's my girl. That's my home girl. And she's very professional. But she helps me stay grounded. And even in between my appointments, in between my sessions, she sends me worksheets and little advice or little things that can help me with everyday living. And it's like the best decision I can. It's crazy because half the time, like I said, my anxiety and depression is waves. So some weeks could be good weeks that I don't feel depressed, that I don't have an anxiety attack. But yet and still I still go to therapy because it helps me to keep that mood going. It helps me if I'm feeling some type of way, something coming on, I can hit it head first and don't let it fester into one of these little episodes. Right? Is that really an episode? Like a week? I guess that is considered an episode that I just went through. So, with that being said, I really, 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 really hope that nobody is not necessarily feeling the way I felt last week. But if you are, I first want to say, continue thugging it out. And that I know you're going to get to the other side. Because trust me, I didn't know I was going to either. Because when you in it, you in it. But you got to keep that faith to know that you gonna come out of it. And it's going to be like, what? And secondly, if you have not already, go seek a little professional help. Well, not a little professional help. Go seek a lot of professional help. And that professional help could be your primary care doctor. It could be you just going to sit down with a counselor or therapist or a pastor or whoever, someone that could give you the tools to help. But other tools that I do use personally is I do journal. Journaling helps me a lot. I would say I journal. Well, not most recently, I have not been journaling, but for the most part, I do try to journal every day. And it kind of helps. It's like a brain dump. You're able to get everything off your mind, get it off your chest. And once you write it on that paper, it's done. It's like, okay, that's out. Now what? So that's another thing that I would recommend if you don't have a journal, because men can have journals too. You can get you a journal. It helps. And also, most recently, or also I do love to read, but recently I've been reading the Bible because the Bible, low key, I know it has a lot of like controversial on it. People's like it's man made, and who knows who read and this, that, and the third. But I feel like until you read it yourself, you really can't have that opinion on it. Now, if you read it and that's your opinion, I can respect that. But if you haven't, I think you should at least give it a try, because the Bible has a lot of gems. Like when I say gems, it has some gems that you'll be like, oh my God, I never knew that was in the Bible. And that kind of has what's been helping me. And I do realize that this past week that I did get depressed, I really wasn't taking care of myself how I was. I wasn't reading my Bible scriptures in the morning. I wasn't journaling. I wasn't going to bed early. I wasn't drinking my water. And all of those things can trigger an episode. And unfortunately, this episode stuck around for a little longer than normal. But hey, it's neither here nor there. It's over with. You got to take care of yourself. That's another thing. Please start taking care of yourself. Like exercise if you can, and drink water, eat healthy, go to bed early, and just try to feel good. Like have that one in your head that you want to feel good. Because I know sometimes your mind could kind of force you into a mood. Because I do that too. So, little recap. I really want to just shed the light on my struggles, just in case somebody else that don't go through just in case if somebody else is going through it. But even if you are not going through it, you might know somebody that is. And what you could do, my advice for you is, so of course, give people their space, but just continue to be understanding, because sometimes we don't know what other people struggle with. We don't know what they're going through. So try to be a little more kind and understanding, because there's nothing worse than try to kick somebody when they down. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know the signs, they don't know what to do, or they don't even understand what really goes on with people who suffer from anxiety or depression, or even a person that just could not be having a bad day. So my advice for you, if you like, okay, well, that ain't me, just try to be a little more kind, be a little more understanding, give a little more love in this world, because this world is sick and these people sick in the head, they crazy, and it's all bad. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up my episode. It's gonna be short, sweet, to the point. But next week we're gonna deep dive, and it's gonna be a totally different thing. But I can't help but to just shed some light on mental struggles and mental episodes, because it happens all the time. And I really want to just be that person to tell somebody that you are not alone. I go through it too. A lot of people have been saying, like, oh my God, you got it all together, or, I'm just so proud of you, who you are, and this, that, and the third. But a lot of people don't understand the real of what I might go through, or what I might be feeling. And unfortunately, that's just the real in general. So on my platform, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to be real. Like I say, I'm going to tell you the real. I'm going to be transparent. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Unfortunately, this episode, I'm not going to even say it's bad or ugly. It's just real. It's the truth. So for this week, can you please be a little more kind? Everyone, be kind. Do one good deed. Please do a good deed, because this world needs some type of good. Do one good deed. And also, take care of yourself. You got to come first. But, and also, another thing, if you're listening to it, make sure you send it to a friend and tell them to send it to a friend. But yes, that's going to wrap up this episode. So you guys know the drill. I want y'all to be blessed, be grateful, and be thankful. But most importantly, make sure you keep thugging it out. Peace.